ladies and gents, welcome back once again to glorious Yunnan, the puppet state of China. I think we're still a puppet, right? Or are we independent? How can you check that up? Oh yeah, we are a puppet. Satellite of, yeah, for now we are a satellite, but we will become glorious and we will incorporate Guizhou. Peacefully, in fact, that's how good we are. We are good to our people. It is going to take a bit more time, but, you know, it's going to be worth it. At least I think it will be. And then after we do that, we can start to invest. Alright, preparing a conference. Zhou leaned over his map of the region with intentful eyes. Surrounded by his fellow staff members, his assignment was clear: find a city to host the upcoming conference. He knew it would be important in that it would decide the fate of Yunnan and Guizhou. And so he had to make a decision carefully. He carefully inspected both the provinces, reading through dozens of names of settlements ranging from the smallest village to the largest metropolis. He thoughtfully looked over the implication of choosing each place in his mind and sought to find a balancing town. He examined the border regions of the map, coming across a small city of Fujian. It was inside of Yunnan, but close enough to the border to reach balance. It was big enough to be able to host the event, but not too big. He ultimately decided it was the correct choice, instructed a subordinate to carry the message to the diplomats. There we go, a thoughtful choice. Now, a city has been chosen. Today, the representatives and delegates from Yunnan and Guizhou arrived in the small city of Fujian to discuss a unified Yunnan and Guizhou. The conference opened with a series of handshakes and friendly statements. They were, of course, just opening pleasantries, and soon the seats were taken and papers were shuffled. The conference has begun. Open the debate. So, with all preparations made, we can begin the negotiations for the unification of the Southwest. Choosing a focus on the right side will shift towards a centralization. So, like I said in the previous episode, I'm going to choose at least 2 on this side. And then 1 on this one. I really like the resource extraction efficiency over in here compared to the other 2. So I will be doing this one. And we'll take it from there. The economics of Yunnan and Guizhou are nearly complete, different from each other, and as such, the matter of how a unified economy will be managed is a large dividing factor. Whoa. Accidentally forgot to pause. Some have proposed that the 2 provinces of Yunnan would equally be managed as a centralized. Oh. Matters of economics. I see. So these are all bypassable. The right side is for unification. Uniform legal code? No. There we go, and then he must retire as well. Alright, interesting. The future of Yingqing. The topic to be discussed is the future of Yingqing, de facto warlord. Exile him. There we go. That will give us a more centralized stuff. Alright, interesting, dude. I figured we would have to choose them directly. But no, it's like ding. We got 3 events which we have a choice of going for. It's very interesting. The conference in Fujian has now officially come to a close, as all matters presented during it have been solved one way or another, and ultimately the unification has been shown despite the choices made in the conference. For better or worse, the 2 cliques are unified politically, legally, and militarily. Alright, so there we go. Now we do have to take them, but we only get one choice. That's interesting. So you can already see which choices I have to go for. That's interesting. But thankfully they're only 14 days. So it doesn't take me too long to go after all of that. Alright. Continue down this path. Take whatever is necessary. I'm still surprised that we get a Spartan ideal, which is actually better than the poverty rate over in there. It's actually way better to get the Spartan ideal somehow. Alright, and now he must retire as well. There we go. I don't really care about him having him as a boy in my army. I already have enough, and I can just hire more. I got more than enough points to hire some more leaders. Not that I need them right now. What's the situation in our economy right now? We're barely building anything. To be fair. A handshake with the negotiations settled, we can finally settle our unification plans into motion. The modifiers we have been chosen will now be put into effect. Alright. Good. It's also only 14 days. Southwest unites. And then we get a promise. Well, then the unification is actually completed, I'm guessing. So that's good. Do we get their units? Do they even have any units? Well, they're not here. But that's because we're in the co-prosperity sphere and they tend to walk away. As you saw with these random schmuck units walking from basically Siam, or Thailand rather, all the way up here into mainland Republic China for some reason. Not that it really mattered, but whatever. Oh, the Reich has fallen apart. I wonder who's going to be the winner this time. Come on, let me just click away the buttons, please. Doesn't matter who Hitler chooses as his boy. The only thing that matters is who will come on top. Just because Hitler chooses a successor doesn't mean that he'll automatically win. We've seen that plenty of times. Oh, and Ordensstadt Burgund is also going after France. Dude, everyone's just rising up. Non-stop. So is Serbia. For some reason. Hell yeah. The random boy down there. There we go, promise kept. General Luhan has many things to many people. To the old and bitter nationalist, he is a traitor who deserves nothing less than death. To the general peasantry, he is the newest tyrant in a long line of neglectful leaders that occasionally takes their grain. To his friends, however, he is a man of his words. Riches, materials, and otherwise flow from him like a cornucopia of political corruption. Alright. I do hope we can change that a bit. I like the wholesome campaign. Well, mostly wholesome campaign. That happened in the Republic of China, where, you know, a lot of hope sprung out. In a mismanagement, disorganized operation of catastrophically disappointing failures, a small clique of idiotic Guizhou officers have launched a coup. Oh, they failed. He is still in there. And we are about to be united as well. Well, this focus takes a bit longer. Doesn't have to. There's a lot going on in the world right now, to the point where it actually slows down the game somehow. All right. Oh, Himmler's England has bested him, so it looks like an independent boy. Her Majesty's most loyal resistance has persevered. Claude is here. Alright. Over in here, well, Heydrich, as usual, is a complete pathetic waste of space and is instantly disintegrated. The rest are fairly evenly matched, though I'm thinking there's a slight advantage for Bormann from the looks of it, although Göring's looking pretty good as well. It mostly depends on how the other two are fighting against each other. And with Speer's and Göring's front line being so thin between each other, I'm feeling that probably Bormann is gonna have to suffer the most out of all of it, having to guard the longest front line. Oh well. Now, how's the unification going? Oh, speaking of, it's just completed. Beautiful, and now we can actually start doing this. At long last, our hope has become reality. Yunnan and Guizhou are both under Lu Han, and the Yunnan clique has come to protect another province, while we face unrest and protests from the some of one state, one army, one leader. All right. Free military factories. There we go. We're actually lacking some guns apparently? Oh no, we're not. Get over in there, please. Well, they'll get there one day. We do have a cool ass flag. Holy hell. Xinan. I don't know why we were called that. I thought it would be called Yunnan. That's interesting. I wonder what it stands for. Is there anyone that's Chinese in the comments that can tell me? Actually, what does Yunnan stand for? What does Xinan stand for? I'm always interested in Eastern culture in general. It seems so mysterious. Also so in depth as well. You know, you think European culture is in depth, then you haven't seen Eastern culture in general. They also exist for longer, you know. Their written culture exists for a lot longer than our European ones. So there's a lot more to dissect there, and since it's a lot more populated, it's also a lot more eventful. Oh, I'd like to visit China one day. I'm not gonna give any comments off the government, but hey, the country itself sounds like a great place to be. Great food, people. You know, it seems like a whole lot of fun to go there once. Well, at least once. You know, same with Japan, Thailand, everything. It's been like, oh, man. I remember like it was yesterday, but the first girl that I ever loved was of Chinese heritage, and she really introduced me to, you know, her way of living, what it's like, her values, what they like to eat, this and that, what they believe in. It's very superstitious, for example, over in there as well. She used to talk about a lot about how her parents, you know, were like, when you move out, you gotta get these types of chopsticks, otherwise it's bad luck. Make sure to put like some money in every corner of the room, because that's good luck. All those tiny little things, and I always thought it was really interesting to look into. Anyway, let me read this one first before I continue. The consolidation of Xinan. Xinan may be officially united on paper, but now but only now is the province well and truly won. The administration lives and breathes. Bureaucrats carry stamped papers through hallways like cells in a bloodstream. The beast of a state is an organism like any other. The Beastmaster, Luhan, keeps it on a tight leash. The bureaucracy, no matter how large, unwieldy, and disorganized, exists to serve him and him alone. The state of Yunnan rests like an egg in his palms. Luhan sits upon his throne of ink and paper. The bureaucracy is expanding to meet the needs of the expanding bureaucracy. Alright. Let's get in here. Continue down the line to get more factories. But yeah, the first time, well, as a kid I had a lot of issues with my passport, so I couldn't really travel a lot. You know, combined with the fact that I'm poor, didn't really help. But yeah, first time I really traveled outside of school was with her and a friend of hers. We went to Ireland. Great place. I love it. I would love to go there again. Great people. A lot of great comedy shows as well. I wish people were as outgoing over here in Belgium as they were in Ireland, and as friendly and hospitable. But anyway, I went there and it was great. I felt like a part of me that I was missing. You know, travel. I enjoyed it so much. It really opened my eyes because I never really had that urge to visit other places. I was like, hey, it's cool, it's fun to hang out with friends in other places, but you might as well do it at home as well. But, you know, seeing different towns, different cultures, different languages, even different everything, different history, it really opened my eyes to something that I really wanted to do, which is travel the world. Obviously that's expensive, so I'm not really doing it a lot, but since then I've went to Prague, I went to Paris as well, I went to the Netherlands, I went to I don't know, I still want to go to a lot of places. Ultimately I'd love to visit pretty much everywhere I can, and China is one of my main focuses, because, you know, of my ex at the time who opened my eyes to it. And, you know, the way she explained to me is very beautiful. I'd love to, like, for example, visit the Yellow Mountains in Nanjing. Man, there's a lot of things to do. It's very different from our life over in here. So I want to see what's the difference, what it's like. So what are the pros, what are the cons? Because I hate people that are like, oh, I hate my country. Outside of my country is always better, blah, blah, blah. Like, fuck off, right? Can we even build artillery? Oh yeah, we actually can. There we go, we will. Because, you know, a country isn't better or worse. It's different. Even like rich or poor. You can say a rich country is better than a poor country, whatever. But just looking at welfare, just looking at economy is not enough. There's also the culture aspect. There's a way of life, and you can't really balance that towards being like, oh, my country is objectively better than yours because of this, because I don't think it works that way. It's different. Some aspects can be better or worse in a particular country, but I'd like to think every country, even the worst places to be compared to the best places to be, there's a silver lining everywhere, and there's a dark spot in every great country as well. And it pays to, if you have the opportunity and the money, to visit, to, you know, enrich yourself with that knowledge from of being like, oh, that's interesting, I didn't know they would live like this. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to live like this, but it pays to be aware of the different possibilities of life. Your way of life is not the only way, and your way of life is not always the correct way, but that doesn't mean your way is also the incorrect way of life, if that makes any sense. I feel like I'm rambling a lot, but it's always very interesting to me. And to bring the tangent back into itself and close it off, I'm always going to be grateful for the first love that I ever had, for essentially what is opening my eyes to a new world and making me switch from simply being alive to living my life. It sounds very corny and cliche, right? And in a certain sense, it feels like, well, it sounds like I'm not over her, but that's not really the case. I just really appreciate what she did for me. I haven't talked to her in like, I don't know, half a year already, and haven't even tried to start a conversation with her in over a year. But that's because, like, as great as we were together, we don't really work as friends. So at that point, you got to cut your losses and be like, I enjoyed my time with you, but peace out, my dude. But that doesn't mean I don't have to be, well, I don't have to be, but I don't want to be grateful. I do want to be grateful for everything that she has done for me. And I do that by remembering the good times that we have without becoming obsessed with them. And I think that, well, if I do say so myself, I think that's a healthy way of looking at it. I feel like it's tooting a bit my own horn a bit, but I do think it's healthy in the way that you don't villainize her for the bad she's done, but you don't just praise her for only her positive sides. You should be aware of both sides, but you shouldn't be, overly onto one side, even though I'm only saying positive sides. But that's mostly because I know her negative sides, but I don't feel like that's particularly polite to, throw that on the internet. I'm just going to keep it to her positive sides, and I'll remember her in that way. And that's all that really matters. I won't forget the negative sides, but I'll only pleasantly remember the positives, right? I'm not going to, make her into a villain or a hero in my story. She was just the person that she was, and that's all that mattered to me at the time. And that's why I left travel. Anyway, how long was this tangent going on for? I feel like 5 minutes or so. But it's always interesting to talk about these random topics. Like, it doesn't happen often when I record, but sometimes I really want to talk about a particular topic or this or that, and I do that. Same with when I was playing as China. I really liked the writing, and then I went off on the tangent of writing a book, this and that, and people actually seem to like it. So hey, I'm sorry if I annoyed you with my random talk into my own life. Hope you're not too offended or bored by it, but just wanted to spread the message a bit, right? And maybe, if you were going through a same kind of thing, like back in the day that I was, where I couldn't let go of my now ex-girlfriend, it might be easier for you to relate, to relativize, and be able to both appreciate her, but also accept the fact that you are no longer together and that you have your own life to live. Because that was really a shocker, no one ever really thinks, when you really love someone, you never really think once it's over that, that's pretty much it. You always like to think of yourself as the exception to the rule. We'll get back together. There's no way we can not, be good, because we are good together, this and that. But life rarely works out. The exception is usually getting back together. Usually what happens is you don't get back together and it stays like that. And that's why it's better to just expect not to be together and don't hope to ever be together. If it does happen, it's not gonna be because you are pushing for it. It's just gonna be because at some point later in life, you meet up again, by chance, hopefully, you talk again, you reconnect, and from there on out, you take it up another notch again. Not because you're trying to make it happen, because that would be an unhealthy way of life, if I do say so myself, Just, things sometimes seem like, when certain things happen to you, it seems like the end of the world, and you feel like, oh man, how am I ever gonna live without this certain aspect in my life? But while you're sad, life still goes on. And while life goes on, things that seemed impossible to live with, you are still forced to live with. And those things that seem to be impossible to get over, slowly but surely, as long as you let yourself get over it, you will get over it. Because the human mind is capable of a lot. And it really pushes you to accept reality at some point, if you let it. If you're willing to let the past go, in due time, things won't hurt as much as they used to. You'll start to enjoy other things again. You'll start to enjoy hanging out with your friends again. You'll start to enjoy, life in general again, as you did before you got to know that person, as you did while you got to know that person, and as you will after you lost that person. So, again, way too long of a ramble, but basically, things will get better eventually. Just keep it up, brother. It's gonna get good. Anyway, let's continue on. We're about to get our next focus tree. Just in time. After my... Dude, I think I've been going off for 10 minutes about this topic. I'm really sorry if this annoyed you. I know mostly people watch for the gameplay and the storytelling of TNO. And so do I. I play that because of it. I love that. I love the mod. But sometimes, you know, you got to ramble a bit, right? It happened by accident. See, this is also why I would love to stream in the future. Because I can talk this way more easily with my chat. Because I love reading comments. And I also always read my comments, even though I don't always reply to them. Because they don't always need a reply, right? Mostly they need like, oh, I have read this and I've taken in your information, but there's no call to reply or whatever. There's no need to reply. But with streams, it's very different. I can talk about something and people will really react to it. People will ask questions, this and that. People will give their own experience, which I then can take in myself, which will enlighten me in turn. Which, you know, sounds like a great way to pass time in general. And I say pastime because essentially this is just passing time. Same with YouTube. I'm earning a bit of money, like 50 euros, maybe sometimes 100 when the month is really good. A month, and a bit with a Humble Bundle. By the way, if you want to buy bundles or games through the Humble Bundle, link in the description, blah, blah, blah. Because I've been noticing a bunch of you are actually using that, so go on ahead, buddies. Do that as quickly as is humanly possible. But anyway... What was I gonna say? Humble Bundle is what I said. Oh yeah. I earned some money, but that's not nearly enough to live off of, and not even close to even go for like, oh, I'm gonna do part-time normal work, part-time this, and well, there's always a possibility, of course, of actually being able to do this as a full-time. But let's be real. Let's be realistic. As much as everyone who has started YouTube at some point thought about doing this full-time, it's not a goal that you should strive for at the detriment of everything else. If it happens and you actually want to do this full-time, good on you, but you should never focus on just that. I think it's a very volatile system. Uh-oh, crisis tree, the prison riot. No. Can I at least finish this one? See, I hate this. I hate this. It happened again. General Huorogi doesn't seem like he has anything better to do. Might as well have him and his men saddle up and ride up to Hiking prison to see what's going on. Alright. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So, you know, as many of you know, I work full-time. I also study half-time, so a lot of my time goes towards that, and I don't always have a lot of time to do this thing. The fact that I'm doing 3 YouTube videos, I'm stretching myself fucking thin, I'll tell you that much. The only reason I'm doing it is because I fucking love it in the first place. Anyway, let's continue on this first. Huorogi sat in the back of his American Jeep that, despite years of improper maintenance, remained as functional as the day it was made. Behind the head and beside him marched the grizzled soldiers under his command. After nearly a day of trekking, they had finally arrived at the Hiching prison. They turned along one last road and finally saw the case that had been assigned to restore order to. What lay before them was a bloodbath. The putrid smell of burning, rotting flesh, clawed at the eyes and noses. Bodies of both prisoners and guards were aimlessly strewn across the ground like a morbid child's painting. Muffled screams from either remaining guards or unpopular prisoners echoed over the prison walls. Huorogi swallowed with his bile with an expression that one could make a mistake for grim solemnity. Move up. Be careful not to shoot any guards. Jesus Christ, mate. Oh. As Huorogi and his men advanced, Man wearing ragged prisoner's garb walked out of the prison and sat down in the middle of the broken gate. Seemingly oblivious to the approaching soldiers, a few short gasps of surprise emanating from the front of the platoon. Doesn't he see us? Why isn't he running? He does see us. This is a trap. It has to be. We'll chase after this one man, and soon we will walk through those gates. They will. Sir, what are your orders? Hold positions. It has to be a trap. I think so, at least. Making plans. His men sat playing cards while holding idle conversation. The officers had claimed the little shade there was and parked the jeep there, using it as a proper command center. I think we should launch a night raid. A few officers not to catch them by surprise. Would you keep your voice down? A few of the soldiers already think they've seen Long Yun. There's no need to confirm their suspicion. Yeah, we'll do a night raid. I will not take... Uh-oh. 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 Hail Long Yun. No! The mad dog is here. National Protection Army. I figured this would happen, so this is what happens. Alright, it was Long Yun. The Chinese are watching. Shadows move in the crowds. At every speech Long Yun gives, at every recruitment drive. Alright. So, China is broken, the fact that we cannot deny. All hopes of a united China, free and prosperous, were crushed then, 2 decades ago, under the advance of the rising sun. The Chinese people have learned, the Chinese people have grown, the inhabitants of the Middle Kingdom have always been proud folk, and they will no longer suffer the humiliations at the hands of the Japanese devils. Where are my guns? Why is it so bad? Our current devastation is 5 every week. Our devastation increases by minus 0.1. Devastation is capped at 200 30 per week. As we enact more and more radical policies to defeat our enemies, we will drain the ability of our country and our people to support a prolonged war effort. The time has finally come to free China. Do we need to be... This is the thing though. Wait. Bleeding out. Our blood for the nation. Do we need to be at peace to do our focuses? No, we actually don't. So, my thing is... I'm just gonna declare the war. Right away. Right away. Oh, it actually decreases our devastation. That's good. Capture Yunnan. Where's Yunnan? There we go. There we go. And these two in here, please. We'll hit them in their soft spots, hopefully. As we conquer more states, we will gain access to more resources. Oh, I see how it is. Actually, I'm actually gonna load the game. No, I can't. It's too late already. Am I fighting anyone else? I think it's only... yeah, it's only China. Actually, you guys in here, please. One of you is supposed to stay. There we go. Good. We just gotta keep pushing in. Stop it. Keep pushing in. Recruitable population, nativism, loyalty, honor. There we go, the Mad King. We'll increase that stuff. There we go. Continue down this path, please. This one doesn't work. We can push in through here, though. Good. We've pushed in some more. I'm very doubtful we'll actually be able to move into Yunnan quickly enough. Although, saying that, we do seem to be doing quite well. There we go. Oh, and they're doing a counterattack. Keep them in charge over in here. Good. Oh, we're actually doing really well. Capture Yunnan. Yeah, we're getting devastation if it's taking us too long, but that's okay. We're doing quite well. There we go. Freed our boy. Oh, this one is not looking too good at the moment. He's running away, that's good for us. We can actually stop, you know, spreading so thin. Alright, here's the thing. The blood moon hung low in the sky. Uh-oh. Fortify the borders? No, not really. Mountain people. I do want that. The moon hung low in the sky, clothed in a lazy wisp of the cloud. The gentle babble of a brook held polite conversation with a chirping night, birds and croaking frogs. It was a perfect peaceful night, the perfect night for a murder. The assassins, one tall, one short, stealthily crawled to the base of a large, high-walled compound. Their footsteps and grunts were masked by the sounds of the night time. Did you see it? Of course I fucking did. You first. Well, where do you suppose he is? Forget I asked. Do we lock him up? No, let's go with this. Execute him in public. No, you can stay here. You can stay here, that's fine. Actually, just push him back over in here as well. Good. We're actually doing quite well if I do say so myself. Come on, just push him out already. There we go. We'll kick this guy out. We're close to getting Yunnan, right? Division speed and recovery. Oh, yes. Come on, just kick him out real quick. Good. I'd like to, you know, throw him out of Shangsha as quickly as humanly possible. Pull him out of there as well. Actually, we can also encircle some boys. No, you just honestly stay there. And you kick him out. That's actually exactly what we need. There we go, come on. And counterattack. Ooh, beautiful. We're about to take the entire thing. Split. One of you all the way in here, please. We gotta make sure. There we go. And you can go in here. There we go. Also help out crushing this one. Something that can help us get rid of our devastation, maybe. Oh, it's 22 right now. There we go. Come on. Just push him out. How many did we kill? 21k. 10 to 1 casualties. The fight on the dog. It's an unfortunate truth that the fervor and fanatism present in the highest are not nearly necessarily shed by the boots and bullets grunts. Yeah, we will reduce our devastation. I think it's only necessary. Come on, just a bit more. Well, let's push in everywhere else then instead. Good. Because we do need to control everything else as well, right? Oh, this is really... What the hell is this? Trash tier unit. Man. Alright, we'll go in here. Don't want too many negatives right now. Oh, we also need Shangde. Oh. We also don't have full control of Henan just yet. We actually need full actual control. So every little piece of it. We almost have everything of Shangde. This one and this one, alright. Oh, you don't even have any access to that. So we'll use this one instead. Come on. How's our equipment actually? It's trash tier. Right now is absolute trash tier. Recruitable population and war support. Hell yeah. Alright, crush him in there. You just wait for now. We'll push him out of here completely as well. We're very close, man. Very close. We have full control of Shangde. Alright. Keeping up the momentum. There we go, kick him out real quick, please. You can stop. Alright. Oh, but that is pretty much all the time I have left for today. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did. hopefully I'll see you next time, and hopefully you have a nice day. Bye-bye.